If you expect to get a smooth ride out of a rough trail, something has to come between you and all the bumps, like a thick cushioned seat, a well-balanced chassis, a soft ride suspension system. You can find some of these things on some snowmobiles, or you can find them all on one. The Smooth Riding Trailfire, one more of the sleds from John Deere.
So my dad bought a 1980 John Deere Sportfire. He found it on Facebook Marketplace. The guy wanted like $1,000 for it. My dad offered him $500, and it sat online for a little bit, and then the guy finally took the $500. We had to drive out in the middle of the country, and it was sitting in this guy's barn for like the past 40 years. It only has 350 miles on it. So we decided to bring it home and make it our project. For the age, the sled was already in pretty good condition. We really just had to clean it up, or at least we thought. So we just brought it home, took everything apart, started just by sanding it down, making it look as good as possible, trying to get the rust off, so then we could later prime and paint. This stuff right here really helped, just removing a lot of dirt and grime from the engine area. It was a huge help. Highly recommend. So we weren't planning on it, but we pretty much had to take the whole engine out just to really get down in there and clean it up. As you can see, it was really rusty and just dirty. It was on an old farm, so there was a lot of like grass and dirt and just like corn stalks and everything you can think of was stuck under here. So we really just tried to clean it up and make it look as good as possible. So this was our first snowmobile project. We have other sleds that we use more often for trails, but this was like our first time buying one just to fix up. So we bought this snowmobile lift so we can get under it easier and really see what we're doing. We ended up putting a nice Rust-Oleum black coating on a lot of the parts, and then my dad had the skis sandblasted completely, and then we put a nice paint coat on there and put new shocks on there because the other ones were just, they weren't going to do anything for us, so we took them off and replaced them. My dad knows a guy at work that owns like this big industrial like jewelry cleaner, so we sent him some of our parts and he cleaned them up for us, and they turned out really good, just cleaning them out so everything runs good. Like I mentioned before, the sled was sitting in an old barn for the past like 40 years. So one thing we weren't expecting, but we found were like mice nests down, especially like in the fan area. We really had to get in there and clean it out. We used like these little pick tools that look kind of like dental tools to really just get in there and get out all like the nesting material, and a lot of their feces and urine were all over the engine and actually corroded some pieces. Um, Other than just cleaning it up the best that we could, we didn't feel like we needed to fix the parts that they made all corroded, so we just did the best we could. Yeah, so using the snowmobile lift, we were able to flip the snowmobile upside down so we could get a nice primer coat on there, and then we went through and painted the underbelly. We weren't too worried about the underbelly because we know most of the time you're not going to see it, but we just tried to make it look as good as possible. So after cleaning everything up, making sure everything looked all nice and shiny, the process of putting everything back together started. And it was pretty easy. We bought the manual online to the Sportfire, and that really helped a lot.